Hey, how's it doing, Skuda? How you doing tonight? Well, let's give this thing a roll and see if we can't gain some rank. We've fallen so far behind. We're gonna try it in the darkness today and see if it looks better.
You care if I turn my lights up a little bit?
No, it's fine. That's right, coming in right at the start. I was chunking through some deck lists yesterday, or this morning, and saw a black-red packed deck did good at one of the SCG tournaments yesterday, or over the weekend, and I want to give it a shot. I like playing Demonic Pack. It amuses me. So we're going to try that today, or start out with that at least, see where we go from there. Oh, what you got? I'm pretty down for playing just about whatever tonight. Yeah, throw it in the chat. I'll take a look at it.
You should turn on your hex lights. Like low.
Yeah, if you could do it from the app, that'd be great. Man, we dropped another 100 rank from yesterday. Jeez. I guess that's what happens when you don't play any ladder in like 3 days. Yeah, you can send it to me or you can post it in chat. Either way is fine with me. Whatever you'd prefer to do. How are you doing tonight, Cerebral? Ah, the otters, huh? Demonic Pact. See? It's Demonic Pact. This deck did good the other day on what day was it? One of the SCG open things. Oh, it got real cold here. What fell?
Me.
Oh. It got real cold here this last weekend, or last like 3 days. I think I'm supposed to go for this. As awkward as that looks. Mainly so they can't just, this town ain't big enough, bounce our Demonic Pact for free. Without it being a little bit annoying for them. Oh, yeah, throw it in Moxfield if you could. Makes it easier for me to upload it and play around with it. I would like to make you discard 2 cards. I think I'm just supposed to beseech the mirror, bargain this hopeless nightmare, and go find another Demonic Pact. Doesn't matter, we're going to shuffle it all away anyway. We just want to do our best to burn them out of as many cards as possible. Enduring Vitality. So they can cast Beans or Thundertrap Trainer. I'm assuming they're going to cast the... Okay. I think I would have probably cast the Thundertrap Trainer. Depending, I guess, what's in their hand. I would like the Lava or 4 damage, the Questing Druid. 4 damage to the Enduring Vitality. Hopeless Nightmare. Land Preacher. I really like Demonic Attack. I think the card's really fun. I really enjoy the card. So we're going to draw 2 cards. We're going to make opponent discard 2 cards. Then we're going to Beseech the Mirror. Bargain. Sack this Hopeless Nightmare. And we're going to Harmless Offering and give them the Demonic Pact that kills them on their upkeep. That worked as intended, game 1. I like Max Duress and the End against them, I think. Don't really like the Nowhere to Runs that much. I do like Torch the Towers. Probably trim on a Tiny Bones joins up. Actually, would rather trim on this Dreams of Steel and Oil. Let's trim on the Dreams of Steel and Oil. I like having 1 Wrath just in case they have a heavy Otter draw. I think I want to Duress on 1, because I want to be... We should have played the Verge, actually. Because then we could have Duressed on 1 and then played a Raucous Theater on 2 and still Torch the Tower. Demonic Pact is fine. Looks like they're going to Seek the Beast on end step. Seek the Beast is kind of awkward in the Otter's deck on or the early turns of the game. You really want to save it till like turn 4 or 5 if possible, because you have so many things in your deck that it costs 2 or 3. You do not want to be just jamming it on turn 2. Unless you desperately need lands.
What is that you're doing there?
Shuffling. Don't think we need to be able to double spell here. I think I'm fine with just torching or go for the throat. So I want to have a 4th untapped land next turn for the Demonic Pact. That's right, we're packed gamers tonight. That's a little annoying. Do I want to go for the throat in response to that to cut them off of 1 mana this turn? I think I do. I want to save the Torch the Tower to kill the Enduring Vitality. I think we're just killing the Prowessy Otter here. How are you doing tonight, J-Rock? I have not seen the Dimir Bounceless playing Demonic Pact. I do like Demonic Pact a lot. I don't think it's like the most powerful card in the world, but I do like the card quite a bit. I think here it's worth like losing our Disturbing Mirth, quote unquote, to just get rid of this Enduring Vitality while they're basically tapped out. We're still gonna manifest a creature, so we're playing 2 mana for a creature, which like isn't the best thing in the world, but Fountain Port's fine. And then I guess the other question is, are we priced into killing this Questing Druid? I don't think we are. Lunar Insight for card draw. That's the one that draws cards for each different CMC you have of creatures, right? Or not CMC of creatures, CMC of non-land permanents in play. Interesting. Let's go ahead and just pact here. Good. That card's interesting. Might have to look that list up, see if we can't. Might give it a shot, see what it looks like. I did see a green-black list yesterday that I liked quite a bit that 7-0'd on the metagame challenge. It was just playing... It wasn't playing any Glisses, but it was playing just like 4-4 Preacher, 4 Sentinels. And really wasn't playing much on the top end. It was just really low to the ground. Deck looked really, really good for as far as green-black lists that I've seen recently. Storm Chaser's Talent. I'm starting to wonder if we were supposed to kill that Questing Druid. I think I want to draw cards. The end wasn't a bad draw. Let's go ahead and end the Questing Druids. They have an Obstinate Baloth in their hand. It's good to remember. They're playing 3 Obstinate Baloths. Okay. Go ahead, opponent. Yes, I love Beseech the Mirror. I think that card is sick. I wish I could find a better spot for it. I think this is probably one of the best spots for it, is in the Demonic Pact lists. Like, anything that's playing Demonic Pact. But I think Beseech the Mirror is a really powerful card that just hasn't found a very good home, ever. I'm gonna be careful not to just die here in 2 turns. We should have a harmless little offering here. Yes, that's also fair. It is a good way to find that 1-of Shieldred you got floating around in a list. I wonder what they're going to go grab. Yield Thunder Trap, huh? Well, that's probably it for us. Deal 4 damage to that and gain 4 life. Kind of Preacher the Schism. Go ahead. Oh, at least I don't have... What are they doing? Are they just hoping we don't have a harmless offering in hand? I'm fine with this. It was. It was seeing some play in Legacy, actually. I think it was seeing play in Storm at one point in time. You discard 2 cards, go ahead and put your Baloth into play. As long as this last card isn't a Paw Patch formation or a this time ain't big enough, we win. Have a pact? Pass? Okay. Yes, having Day of Judgment as a wrath you can seek or find with it is huge too. Look at that 1-0 with the demonic pact, broken, unstoppable. That's right. Well, they had like a really good counter to our line. Like all they had to do was hold up to this town ain't big enough, and there was no way we could win there. Is it pretty much just blue or just mono white, just with a light black splash? What's it splashing for? Or I guess how? I don't think I've seen Autumn's list. I think I watched them play for just a short amount of time on their stream at the end of last week, but I didn't really pay too much attention to what was going on. I just had it on as a background at work. Ye old optimistic scavenger. Oh, it's real bad against Pact. Yeah, real bad for Pact. But it does get to rip a bunch of cards out of their hand, so... This deck is also really good at ripping cards out of hand. Dress nowhere to run. Pest Control. I do like main deck Pest Control. Blotout's also really good. I've just never been impressed with Kaya, like 4-mana Kaya ever. 7-mana Kaya has impressed me a few times. Eternal Wanderer's not bad either. They're 7-1 with the deck. I think we're just dead. Not only are we missing land drops, we don't have anything going on here. If we could hit our land drops up to Beseech, we could find a Wrath, but I don't hate the way that deck looks. It actually looks pretty reasonable. I like it better than the mono white shells, like the straight mono white, because it actually has a way to win the game. That isn't just a bunch of card draw. That's kind of what I was thinking. Every time I played mono white, and I played a little bit of black white, I tried like a 1-1 split of Kaya and Elspeth, and Elspeth always outperformed. I don't think we need as much our hand disruption. I think we just want like the random wraths and then our normal packed package. I do think we still want some. I probably want the full slot of duress. Now, that's probably fine, actually. Yeah, anytime you have an Elspeth and a Caretaker's talent, it just feels like you've secretly won the game. You get so much value, it's just absurd. I think this hand's fine. I do think we want to just duress on one. A little awkward. Do still need to find another land. Oh my goodness, what am I doing? Clicking too quick. That is a lot of Sheltered by Ghosts. Oh, I like that. Just the cast Nurturing Pixie on turn 1. That was a phenomenal draw. They can shelter it, but so be it. Alright, Disturbing Mirth. I do want to pact. Honestly, packed land is probably just fine. Shelter by Ghost is really good when we're not in an incredibly removal-heavy metagame, but unfortunately at this point in time, there are so many spot removals spells floating around to combat like Mono Red and Dimir that it makes Sheltered by Ghost so much worse than it would be otherwise. Unfortunately, any play we make here is pretty bad into the Sheltered by Ghost, so I think we just cast the Shieldred, because at least Demonic Pact we can follow up with the next turn and try to kill whatever they Sheltered by Ghost with this turn. Because they're going to Entity Tracker and then play Sheltered by Ghost for sure. Yes. You drank all yours yesterday. Yeah. Double Sheltered by Ghosts. Oh, my Kingdom for a removal spell. Now I can't even... Well, I guess I can still Demonic Pact that thing next turn. That is a Spiteful Hex Mage. Did you draw a third Sheltered by Ghosts? I love Nowhere to Run. It is... I mean, it's not the best catch-all, but it is one of my favorite removal spells I've printed in a long time. Very reasonably powerful. Not, like, overly busted, but very good. You can give it some play against with playing some 4 toughness creatures in your deck, but it's just so good against, like, mice and all of the random ward creatures we have floating around. Giving me my Shieldred back, huh? That's a choice. I'm assuming they're trying to take my Demonic Pact. Makes sense. Come on, Brother Sedan. Oh, baby! Burn them all! Easy game! Magic is such an easy game. If I killed at the craps table, I wouldn't have to work. You just gotta have them call shots in you every once in a while. It's important. I think opponents will... I mean, I know they have to kill our Demonic Pact because it does give a lot of value, but I feel like the Shieldred is probably more of the immediate threat. Four. We get a double Preacher after this, too. This is fine. A little sad that we lose our Shieldred, but we do get a trade. I mean, it's kind of a 2-for-1. We still get to kill the Fear of Isolation. And following up with double Preacher is pretty good. Preacher's also, like, really well positioned right now. Not dying to Nowhere to Run and being really good against the aggressive decks. I think Preacher's in one of the better spots it's been in a long time. I wonder if it was better to just know where to run, or this town ain't big enough, both of our Preachers back to our hand. Yes, very good versus Pixie as well. Yeah, I think Preacher was like actively bad there for a hot minute. It's gotten a whole lot better. When everyone was playing a full set of like go for the throats, Preacher became a whole lot worse. I like to sacrifice a Disturbing Mirth. We'll manifest. We'll manifest the Demonic Pact in case they try to bounce it. Not shocking that's how this was going to go, but let's pact it up. Yeah, I think right now Preacher's a whole lot better. I think I'm pretty happy with where we're at. Could still see argument for playing some, playing like the full set of Duress. But I think I'm happy with where we're at. Sand's really good in this matchup. We're not in the best spot against like triple nowhere to run, or not nowhere to run, but the discard one, Hopeless Nightmare. Hopeless Nightmare opponent. I still can't believe how good this card has actually been in Standard. This card is, like, nuts. That's a Hopeless Nightmare. I think we're discarding our Restless Vents here. Either that or... let's probably just go for the throat. Let's go ahead and know where to run a... probably just a Pixie. Shard Mage Rescue does not save it. It did. Yes, it did. Preacher of the Schism. Unfortunately, Preacher of the Schism is real bad against this town ain't big enough. A 3-mana do-nothing is not exactly where you want to be when they're bouncing that and then a proactive spell on their side. Sheltered by Ghosts also kind of annoying. Can I draw Powerclasm? I will accept to go for the throat. We're just going to cast it now because I think they do have... well, I guess we have protection from whatever. Nah, we'd still do it now. If they happen to draw a... like a land to be able to list town it big enough or nowhere to run in response to the go for the throat and then Shard Mage Rescue their thing, we just die. Fucking Hopeless Nightmare. Okay, still block. They do still have one spell left in their hand. 100% blocking. Surge of Salvation. Alright. Don't kill me, please. That seems very wrong. I think they're supposed to take the draw step this turn and hope they draw something, because if they surveil or scry to it doesn't do anything this turn. I think they're supposed to try to push for damage. And I think we are just killing a token, gaining 4 life, going to 7, then jamming Preacher down. Yeah, I think they're supposed to take just, like, the random draw there and hope it's good. Then if it's not good, you can sack and try to find something. But I think you're always supposed to take the random draw. This is fine with me. I would like to draw 2 cards. We do need to be a little careful here. We need to be able to get rid of our demonic pact if they, if we don't find a harmless offering or a beseech in the mirror. Target opponent discards 2 cards. Let's go ahead and surveil. This could surveil into something we want to draw with a Disturbing Mirth to try to win if we find a harmless offering on top. Found a Shieldred. I mean, that is something we're going to keep. And then we just have to sack our Demonic back so we don't lose here. Okay. I guess we take those wins too. Hey, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Hope you're having a good night. Hope you're enjoying the stream. Enjoying the packed gameplay. 2-0 undefeated. Can't stop it. Oh, that's so many mirrors to beseech. Ruh-roh. Let's Raucous Theater, go for the throat. So next turn we're going to cast Hopeless Nightmare, second tap land. Turn 3 is going to be Preacher of the Schism. I don't think go for the throat fits into our gameplay in this game. I think we just want 4th land. Thank you for the follow, appreciate it. Hope you're having a good night. It's like real awkward to go for the throat in the bin in this matchup, but I feel like it just doesn't fit what our current hand is doing, so I don't think it's what we want. I think it's the same answer for the Torch the Tower. I think we just need to find our 4th land on turn 4 to have a chance this game. Yeah, that's the 4th mode. Sack Enchantment, win the game. Yes, gotta watch out for that one. It's a scary one. Worst matchup for this deck is probably... Honestly, it's probably like Domain. Because they have 8 instant speed answers to deal with Demonic Pact. And they don't really care what else we're doing. If I were to take a wild stab in the dark at what I think the worst matchup is. The mono red's probably fine most of the time. I think this game we're very dead. Unfortunately. Hey, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. We're having a good night. Enjoying the stream. Is your untapped land... If we had the Day of Judgment in our main, we could beseech for that to be okay. But right now, all of our removal spells cost. Do we have the end? We have one the end in our deck, don't we? No. Do we have to like go get a? We have to beseech for like nowhere to run. That's gross. I mean, that's the only way we live, so. Yeah, I'll be pretty excited when that whole block rotates out. I won't be upset about. It doesn't matter what we scry, because we're going to shuffle with our beseech. Yeah, that's like the best answer is nowhere to run. But I think I'm supposed to attack. We're dead to Monstrous Rage no matter what. This does leave us dead to a shock effect. Well, I guess we're dead to that anyway, sort of too, but. Gross. I do think attacking there is correct, though. I mean, we would have lost either way, but. That gives us better chance of trying to win as the game goes a little bit longer. We definitely want the Day of Judgment. I think we want the Dreams of Steel and Oil over the Duresses. Don't think we want the Tiny Bones joins up. I want the Torches. Feed the Swarm seems pretty bad. One the End, it doesn't seem terrible. We definitely want some number of these effects too, probably. Probably just second Brotherhood End. Over one of the... Probably Beseech the Mirrors. We cry. If we draw the Day of Judgment. We're sure not casting it, so. Probably just throw the Beseech back. I guess we just hope we draw an untapped red-black source here. Volcanic Spread is still legal, but I don't think we can play that over Go for the Throat or Nowhere to Run. I don't think it's worth it. I think that's just like going to make more problems for you in the long run because it's not as good of a removal spell. Yeah, the tap lands are rough, but you have to. I think you have to play them. We'll have a choice. So, like, the highest value we could get this turn is if we were to Disturbing Mirth or Hopeless Nightmare and find an untapped red source to then sack the Disturbing Mirth to destroy the Hired Claw. But if we miss, we're in a real bad spot. We're probably supposed to just catch the Preacher. It's less exciting, but I think it's probably correct. Lightning Strike Shock? Is that what we're doing? Okay, I'm pretty happy with that thing soaking up 5 points of damage. That's not so bad. Yeah, and honestly, that was the best text it could have had this game. Alright. Damn it! Another tapped land! so many restless vents. Oh, we're so incredibly dead. So incredibly dead. Alright, show me that burn spell hiding in your hand. Oh, hold. Oh, we haven't seen any Omni decks yet. Here's a list. Note that I don't have Bunnicorn. Maybe we'll build it for this deck. Okay, we'll look at that after this game. We'll see what we got. Yeah, same. I wish we could have as well. Have not seen any of the Omni deck. We've played against it, I think, like, maybe 2 times on stream ever. Maybe 3. But we have not ran into any tonight. It's a deck we could probably try out, too. Oh, I feel like it's kind of abysmal to play. It looks kind of boring. This packed list specifically went 7-2, not in the Spotlight, but in one of their, like, side standard events at the Spotlight series, so I figured I'd give it a shot. I really like the pack decks, so I wanted to give it a try again. I feel like it was probably better for them to just animate Soulstone Sanctuary and attack us for 6, right? I don't think it's going to end up mattering, but I feel like that was probably a stronger line. Hey, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Hope you're having a good night. I have not played Historic in a while. We're dead here. I do play Historic whenever there's like metagame challenges and stuff like that, but it's not something I regularly play. We're going to bounce around between quite a few different decks tonight. I'm going to restart Arena because I absolutely hate it when it does this visual glitch up top. Bothers me. I can't stand it. Every time it happens, I'm like, I just need to restart my client, and like now. But if you restart it in between games and you can't sideboard. A small indie company. So 2-1 with Pack so far. We'll give it at least like 5 or 6 games, and then maybe switch over to something else if anyone's interested in seeing anything this evening. Oh. Wait, cancel. Cancel! I forgot. We need to look at Sakuta's deck real quick before we do anything else. Let me export this thing real quick. And then throw it in here. Wait, it's easier for me to look at it this way. I don't even have all the cards for it. 1 Mythic Wild card? Sure, I don't know what it is, but we'll craft it. Why not? Okay, so what do we got going on here? Case of the Flinched Falcons, Spyglass Sirens, Builder's Talent. I'm always a little hazy on what this Jace does. Can't cast them for 2nd to 3rd. When it becomes plotted. Until end of turn, you can cast. Whenever you cast a spell, copy it. You may choose new targets. Okay. And what does Fibblethip do? Look at the top card of your library anytime. Top card has plot. Plot is equal to its mana cost. And plot non-land cards from the top of your deck. Okay. Basically just lets you play with everything. Play everything from the top. It's a Ward 3 or Ward 2 guy. Correct. So when you deal the 4 damage, dealing the 4 damage and getting the 4 life all happens at the same time, and then their trigger will go off afterwards to hit you for 4 and then take your 4 life away. So it ends up being net neutral, but it's not like a negative 4 damage for you. I mean, this looks pretty clean for best of 1. I don't hate it. Oh, how many lands are you playing? 22. I guess there's the land catcher in there. I would probably recommend playing, instead of playing the Builder's Talents, I would probably just play for Bunicorn if you have them, because I think that card's just better in this shell, because like you have so many things that make tokens, and Bunicorn would just be massive all the time. I've seen it pop up in lists every once in a while. The card's like fairly powerful. It helps you fix through rough draws. Only being 2 mana on turn 4 is like not the worst thing in the world. I personally haven't had much success with it. We've played it a couple times and I didn't really care for it, but I know other people have liked it quite a bit. It looks like it does. I like the being able to plot, and like you can plot the Jace off the top too. Like there's a lot of cool things you can do with 𝔹𝕃ℂ𝔻. It looks pretty cool. I'm wondering if it's probably better to just play the 4th Zodic Glyph over the 4th Jace, probably. Because I think the Glyph is really powerful. Is probably what I would do. Gotcha. I've been having a hard time with the Reanimator list every time I've tried to play them. I think this list looks pretty reasonable. The only change I would make is probably just adding the 4th Zodic Glyph over the 4th Jace. Because I think 4 Jace is a lot. But 4 Zodic Glyph I think is like a pretty reasonable place to be. Probably also would benefit from having Adhikar Wastes and 𝔹𝕃ℂ𝔻 if you can craft them. Definitely the 𝔹𝕃ℂ𝔻 for sure, because that'll help your mana a lot. It'll be a lot more consistent on the early turns. But I think those are the only like small changes I would make. Yeah, of course. Anytime. Definitely would recommend trying to get those 𝔹𝕃ℂ𝔻, though. I think that card, I know they're going to rotate. Those ones rotate in the next set of rotation, right? We lose some of our fast lanes. But it is so worth it to fix mana. It does feel horrible, but it is so necessary. I can never stress enough that having a good mana base is better than having the right spells most of the time. You can usually find something somewhat comparable to whatever you wanted to play in your deck for the spells, but having your mana base get you is the worst. Where are my lands? Found them. Yeah, that's fair. Nope, that is fair. It's not cheap to catch back into arena if you stay away for too long. So this is most likely the well, it's either I don't think the combo deck is playing the Picklock Prankster, is it? I think since they're playing Charter Course and that, I think they're probably on the Oculus deck. Correct. Yes, drawing like the wrong lands or playing too many basics so you can't cast your spells effectively. It is the actual worst, in my opinion. Well, they found their Omniscient, so we know they're playing the combat. Damn it. I was trying to look at my land and realize it was going to say that I was good there. This matchup is probably pretty bad for us. We don't have any good interaction pieces for their combo other than... what do we have in our sideboard? We have the Ghost Vacuums, I think, is our Graveyard Hate piece. Yeah, we have 2 Ghost Vacuums. We do have Feed the Swarms. We have a lot of hand disruption, but... once the card's in the graveyard, we're in a pretty bad spot. We should have played an untapped land here also. That was a mistake. We really need to sack this Hopeless Nightmare to try to find a spell that does something. Yes. Yes, they did. Like, yeah, have you played against the Omniscience deck? Like, no, but we are now.